Hello, welcome to the presentation today. My name is Wayne Chandler. I am a data architect for Microlise. I'm here to talk to you about our adoption of Couchbase in an IoT and telematics industry. There is a comments and questions box. Please feel free to write in there, and if we get a chance at the end of the presentation, I'll be more than happy to try and answer some of the questions for you. Microlise, you've probably not heard of us, but many of our customers are well known. Um, Microlise is an IoT company that operates in the fleet and logistics arena. Our purpose is to enable a safe, efficient, and responsibly connected world. We do this by creating compelling information from connected mobile devices. We are proud to have 500,000 connections around the world, made up of our telematics devices that we fit to tractors, trailers, vans, diggers, generators. We also have software that we deploy to handheld devices. These are used for point of delivery. So when you sign at the front door to say you received your parcel, good chances are that that will be some of our software. The work that we do with one of our customers, JCB, means that we have an active connection in all of the countries recognized by the UN. A lot of our telematics units are also fitted at time of construction through our relationships with OEMs. As I mentioned, you may have interacted with some of our customers. We have an excellent customer base spanning household names, both in third-party logistics as well as in-house operations. We work with fleets of all sizes across many different sectors, including retail, haulage, grocery and food, construction, and waste management. Our solution provides our customers with insight across a broad range of products and services, from being able to see that deliveries are being made on time to also being able to see how well drivers are performing. This is done by taking a large range of data, both imported from external systems, such as routes and plans, to our devices that are connected and bring in data into our solution. Our telematics devices are fitted to a large range of sensors, and this information is gathered, and we handle around about 98 million events a day. So we need a data platform that can handle being able to process all of this information that's being imported and being processed. We are mostly made up of Microsoft SQL Server. We have 2 data centers which combine to host over 130 SQL Server instances, across which we have over 2,000 databases. With that, we store in SQL at the moment over 240 terabytes, and this grows daily by many gigabytes. We also have an additional set of solutions such as the Cloudera Data Lake, RabbitMQ, Kafka, and a handful of Mongo Community Edition databases. So we wanted to improve our data platform. We have a few key things that we were looking at as we were doing the analysis of which solution we wanted. We really needed something that could handle the number of events that were being processed every day. We wanted a solution that allowed zero downtime. We didn't want to have an additional headache for our database administrators in terms of being able to do backups, restores, and general maintenance tasks. We wanted to have a solution that didn't require large amounts of training for our developers to be brought up to speed to be able to use. Our core skill sets are C# and SQL Server. So ideally, the tool that we chose to improve our data platform offering needed to accommodate for these pre-known skill sets. We also needed to have a solution which could be monitored out of the box and integrate with our existing monitoring tools, as well as being able to provide its own. So we obviously chose Couchbase because we're here talking about Couchbase. So why Couchbase? Well, we looked at a number of different solutions on the market, and when we compared these, we found that not only did Couchbase perform better in both writes and read testing, even on local development machine, the ability for the tool to be picked up by our developers and DBAs with minimal training was a win. The N1QL language really did bridge the gap between NoSQL and SQL, and having the language so close to ANSI SQL really improved the adoptability amongst our development teams. DBAs able to pick it up very quickly. The very intuitive interface that comes with Couchbase helped those guys, and the fact that they could perform lots of maintenance tasks that generally they would have had to do in our previous NoSQL tooling out of hours. They could be done in hours. The solution was highly resilient. It basically comes out of the box with HA, so you can have nodes going offline and bring nodes up again, all without impacting your customer's experience. The cross data center replication is a really cool feature, really simple to set up. We now have our Couchbase cluster set up with cross data center replication as a DR solution, and the ability to scale both vertically and horizontally, and being able to scale out particular solutions really was one of the main selling points for Couchbase for us. So I'm just going to go over a few of the use cases that we used. So we started off with a small use case before moving up towards using more features within inside the Couchbase solution. So this was our way of adopting Couchbase. We started small with a very small, tiny use case and then moved forward. So the first one that we did was session state. We wanted something that was easy to start with to help the business adopt the platform, but also to address an issue that we were having at the time. We had a problem where SQL would occasionally become too loaded and our session state databases would become locked. The database administration team couldn't really do anything about it, so they had to just wait for it to resolve itself. From a customer point of view, this meant slow or inaccessible applications on the web. So our first step was to set up a small Couchbase cluster. This was quite simple to do. We had one running up within the day. The development team had to do a small change on their code base to move away from the SQL session state to the Couchbase session state, which I believe was just a few lines of code using the C# SDK provided by Couchbase. This was very successful as a starter project. We managed to get all of our web applications migrated over to using Couchbase in a matter of months, and we have not since had any issues with session state or web applications running slow. And due to the high resilience of the Couchbase clusters, we managed to eliminate a single point of failure from our data platform. So our customers will no longer have the risk of the session state going anywhere. So for our second use case, once Couchbase was in the door, we wanted to start moving away and standardizing our NoSQL in the background. So a few years ago, Microlise started down the route of creating a number of microservices. Each microservice had its own operational data store, and probably 90% of those were backed by MongoDB, which we picked up as our first attempt at a NoSQL solution. The reason we wanted to move away from the MongoDB was that we had limited support internally for it. There was not much support at the time for Linux-based solutions, and we were having some significant performance difficulties with some of the services due to the backend that was being used. So what we did was we took each microservice individually, assessed if the solution actually needed a NoSQL backend. A number of them could have actually been done in a relational database. Where NoSQL was the correct answer, we migrated them over to Couchbase. We initially picked 2 solutions to move into Couchbase, just to get an understanding of the amount of effort involved. Luckily, our development team picked it up quite quickly. They managed to migrate the data out of the existing NoSQL solution into Couchbase, as well as rewriting the code to change their application to connect from one source to the other. The number of lines of code was reduced due to the simplicity of the C# SDK, and the developers were able to use the N1QL query language for the more complex use cases that they had. They found it very easy to do, and they were quite happy with it. The DBA team also found new visibility of the solution, made their lives much easier, and they were also much happier to know that they had a backup solution which they had control over, as well as being able to perform the maintenance that was required in hours. So that was a really good win, and kind of proved that Couchbase was a really good tool for us. So for this new feature, we wanted to be able to send notifications to staff who worked inside stores where customers would be coming to collect their orders. What we wanted to do was allow the customer to say on their mobile application that they were on their way, and a notification to appear on the store device which the customer said they were going to, so that the staff had time to prepare the package for collection. Where normally we would have used an API to do this and have some sort of polling from the application that was on the store device, checking to see when somebody was arriving, we decided that we would take advantage of using Couchbase Mobile and the Sync Gateway. This rapidly reduced the amount of development time that was required, so we didn't have to write any APIs and get them deployed. The Couchbase Sync Gateway and the Couchbase mobile application worked together and offered us near real-time synchronization between bucket and application. When a customer went onto their app and said that they were they were going to be heading to site, our staff device would receive notification within 2 seconds of the customer pressing send. And the ability to route messages to the correct store also reduced the amount of processing that needed to be done. This greatly improved the solution that we were developing, meant less development time writing APIs and more time improving and writing additional features around the solution. We ran into a few small technical issues, but the Couchbase support guys were really helpful, and they managed to get us up and running really quickly and managed to address the issues. As we look to the future, we already have a few possibilities for the use of Couchbase at Microlise, the main one being a geospatial lookup improvement. We currently handle over 22 million sites, depots, and various other locations in our system. As we move towards a data mesh architecture, having a location domain will mean needing to have a system capable of handling lookups across all of these locations on almost every event that we process. Currently, we handle this in SQL Server. However, that's split out between all of our customers. So each customer will only look up a subset of the sites. When we move to having this domain one, it will be all messages being looked up in the sites. So we've already done some testing on this, and we've checked the Couchbase free text search capability, and it's already achieving really fast speeds. We're looking at like just a couple of milliseconds to do a search across a document store of around 2 million documents, which contain geographical points of locations, and this is also being done with radial and polygon sites, so that's really working well. Next one is the Couchbase Analytics. It's not something we've touched yet in our testing. However, we're always under pressure to get faster insights for our customers. We hope to investigate what Couchbase Analytics engine can provide us in supplying our customers with the insight they need when they need it. And reducing our platform costs. Our SQL footprint is very large, which costs us a significant amount of money. So we also have a lot of data in there that is only in the relational database because that's the only place we really had to store it. So where the data is more suited to NoSQL, we will be moving that over into Couchbase to improve our storage and bring down costs for our platform. And there are many other solutions for Couchbase. We just haven't thought about them yet. And before I finish, I just want to let you know that we are always recruiting at Microlise. We have offices in Nottingham in the UK and in Pune in India. If you're interested in any of the roles listed there or any other role, please email jobs@microlise.com with your details, and we'll definitely get back to you. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to the presentation today. I hope you found it useful. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to enter them into the chat box and we'll see what questions there are. Thank you very much.